Alright, here we go. This guy who was parked next to me is having a weird day. He's having a hard time getting in the spot next to me. I thought he was in it pretty good. And then, right as I started the video, you might have even heard him drive off. He drove off and took somebody else's spot. I was like, I thought you were parked kind of fine, dude, but alright. Another workout. This one doesn't feel quite as rewarding as the last one. My legs don't feel like they'll be jelly afterwards, and it was leg day. It was hard getting into the leg machines, though, as it usually tends to be. But this time in particular, thank you, sirs. And so, yeah, it was troublesome getting into the leg machines, just because they don't have very many of them. I've said this before. They have like 2 squat machines and one of like the calf raisers, I think, where you lay down, you lift your legs up, your calves, and then there's another one where you push your calves out. Try to hit all of those, but this time I only got 3 of the 4, or maybe even 2 of the 4. But getting out there and getting active, which is more than I can say for everybody else on the world, so I'll take what I can get. Again, I'm not necessarily trying to turn myself into a huge, fit gorilla. I'm more or less just trying to stay in shape, keep from gaining a significant amount of weight, and be in some level of shape. And that's really all we can ask for. And I recently went up pant size, and I'm hoping that I can maybe go back down, because it was barely like an up in the pant size. And so I'm like, maybe if I hit the gym enough and stay out of the pantry, I'll be able to do what I need to do. And the good thing is I'm eating pretty darn good as well, so I don't really have a major diet problem either. If anything, I could probably stand to eat a little more just to keep a muscle mass on me, but I'll stick with trying to just push more weight each time. That's the goal right now. Every time I go, I want to push just a little bit more weight. So hopefully I can do that. I can get that going. I've got some work waiting for me when I get home. I need to upload some videos. I need to start editing again on this video that I started over the weekend and haven't done anything with. I also need to figure out what I'm going to be doing about, I have a local concert coming up, and they've got meet and greets for this concert, and I bought the meet and greet tickets, and I don't know what the actual event looks like. And somebody just texted me. Either that or I got a notification. So yeah, we'll have to see what all the world has in store for us. Hopefully I can get all the videos uploaded tonight, and then I need to get some footage of me gaming, and that was where I left off, because I know that I've got footage of it already. I just need to find it, but I can't find it. So instead, I'll just film new footage of me gaming. I guess that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Trying to satisfy people's attention span. And it's funny because I feel like I have a pretty good gauge on when to cut and when to cut. And they tend to be pretty short. Like, I'll just be watching it and I was like, okay, it's time to cut to a new scene. Okay, it's time to cut to a new scene. And I feel like I average about every 4 seconds or so when my mind is telling me that it's time to cut to a new scene. Sorry, I'm just like making this camera angle awful, I know. But my viewfinder collapsed. And so the camera kept falling and I kept having to pull it back up. And I was like, that's got to be worse than covering it up for half a second so that I can fix it. But, yeah. I don't know, as I sit here and drive, my legs feel a little tired, so maybe I did push them a decent amount. But, yeah, so we'll see what I can get knocked out in terms of editing. I want to get videos out for, If Ghosts Could Cry. That would be 16 videos that I could potentially get out in October, and then that would push all the rest of my October releases that much further down the pipeline and put me that much further ahead. I need to try and, I want to see when the last day of September is, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we only have one more full week of September after this one. And then, no, we got 2. We got the next week and then the week after. And the last day of September is actually on a Monday. So, I say that because my monies are getting to a tight place and I'm only halfway through the month. So I'll have to, after this month, probably after October, I'll need to slow down on Compression Man. Be like, okay, I'm only going to do 2 minutes a month because I'm throwing out some mad cash at Compression Man these months, and I'm feeling it. If it gets me to my episode goal of 5 by the end of October, that's fine. That's what I hope to average is, actually I think the average I was hoping for was a 6-month or a 6-episode release. It would be May, June, July, August, September, October. So I would release the first episode of the season in May, second episode in June, then July, then August, September, October. If I do 2 minutes a month, that gets me, let's see, November, December, January, February, March, April. That gets me 6 months. Times 2, that's 12 minutes. On average, I want every episode to be 5 minutes long, so that's cutting it close. If I want to have it be 3 episodes, I'll have to probably, I'll have to bang it out one of those early winter months and see if I can pound out a 5th episode, or maybe leverage May a little bit more to get that 5th episode out there. And it also depends on the overall length, because some of them are like 4 minutes long and some of them are like 6 minutes long. So if they're 6 minutes long, then I've only got 2 episodes in that time frame. But if they're 4 minutes long, then I can easily get 6 or 3 episodes. So I'm not going to adjust the length of the scripts in order to accommodate for what I want, though I will try and pound them out more, so if it's getting close to time and I feel like I'm not going to make it, we'll see what comes of it, because I just paid for minutes 2 and 3, and he's predicting that this will be a 6-minute program, so that means this person in front of me is going dreadfully slow. But he he's predicting it'll be a 6-minute episode, so that means even if I do, even if I do minutes 2 and 3 this month, I've still got 4, 5, and 6 to finish next month, which is pushing it. So hopefully we can at least get the 4th minute done this month, and then we can do 5 and 6 next, and hopefully I'll have enough time to finish it out for the year. This will finish it out for the year. I won't release any more after this. I'll probably do compilations and marathons and whatnot, but it's, as far as new content's concerned, it's pretty well dry. But it'll be interesting because episodes 1 and 2, I think, were 6 minutes apiece, so that's 12 minutes. And episode 3, I believe, was closer to 3 minutes, so 12, that's 15. Episode 4 is 4 minutes, technically, and 30 seconds. 16, 17, 18, that's 19 and a half. And then if episode 5 is 6 minutes, I think it'd be safe to say that when it's all said and done, I'll have 25 minutes worth of content, and that would make like a good marathon. And so hopefully I can get all those together and make a marathon for people to watch, and we'll see what happens, and if the world gets a hold of it and thinks that it's just the bee's knees and they just binge watch the 25-minute pieces, or if they just give up entirely and continue to tank my engagement and make my channel look like doo-doo. Either way, it'd be nice to get some sort of recognition for the work that I'm putting in. Next week is when the new episode drops, and then the week after that, it's our last full week of September. We've got I think he said he was getting 2 and 3 to me next week. So it's like, okay, well, as soon as next week is turned in, I want to start on 4. Can't do 4 and 5 at the same time like we did this time, but I can do 4, do 5 and 6, and hopefully be done. And then I gotta do my job and piece it all together and make it work so that everybody notices it and appreciates it and has a good time with it. And then that's it. We're good for the rest of the season. Episode 6 is far less of a thing. Episode 7, I think, is when the finale more or less starts. I think this finale of this season stretches from 7 to 8, 9, 10. I think I'm on 11 and I'm still mixed into the finale, because I think episode 6 is Bad Habits on Repeat, which I think leads into episode 7, and then 8 leads into 9, 9 leads into 10, 10 leads into 11. I think I was trying to wrap it up in 12. If I were really thinking about it, I would wrap it up in 10, because 12 is going to be in the middle of 2026 if I continue on my current release schedule, and that's not necessarily a good way to be. So hopefully we can do something impressive with what we've got, and if we can't, then I'll have to try something else. But I think it'll be, at the end of the day, it's a good thing. It's fun seeing the episodes to come together and looking at it and be like, hey, I've got 3 episodes out now, soon to be 4. Hey, I'm working on episode 5. And like seeing the episodes, and I'm like, episode's not even that old. It's only been out not even a month, maybe a month. It came out in July, but still, it was good stuff. It was good turkey, hopefully I can continue to enjoy what life has to offer. And I don't really know what else to say, what else to do, how else to say it, how else to do it. I just know that I want what I want. And so hopefully everything just goes in accordance to plan. And maybe it won't. Maybe the plan will collapse and I'll just be one sad puppy. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just talking and trying to get home because I anxiously want to get started with the next part of my day. These drive home videos are the worst. I pity the fool who watches them because not even I can stand them and I'm the one making them. I'm like, ugh, these stink. I'm just not inspired to talk right now. I haven't even been inspired to talk most mornings. These last couple morning videos have just been garbanzo beans. I don't even know. It's hard to explain and it's difficult to understand, but some of these mornings I just have nothing to talk about. And I guess that's okay, because you can't always have something to talk about, but I do. Oh man, this person is bro. We were going at a decent speed, now we're going slowly. Hurry up and pass me so I can move on with my life. I feel like I'm hearing sirens. Sorry, I got distracted. Yep. Here we are. Driving right along. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. And who's to say that the worst is all that bad? Who's to say? Who's to say that the worst is even bad at all? The worst can be quite good by comparison of other people's worst. Oh, I was inquiring about that billboard, and it is way off or out of my price range. I did not expect him to want so much for it, and that's just not gonna happen. He's good at marketing, that's for sure. You can tell that he's a businessman because he told me one number which was really dang high, and then he cut a significant amount off of it, and I was like, At first I thought he really cut a lot off of it because he only cut like 100 off, but because like I was assuming in my head, I was like, he basically wanted 600 for this, and then but his actual asking price was $599, and then he's like, well, what about $499? And so I had gone through like thinking that it was 600 this whole time. So then with the leading numbers of 4, I'm like, oh, he just took 200. I was like, no, calm down. He only took 100 off. He took exactly 100 off. It was $599. Now it's $499. It wasn't 600, and he took it down to 400. But either way, I can't afford that. Wish I could, but I can't. It sounded like a fun adventure to dive into and an interesting opportunity for investment, but I can buy a house for less than what this guy's asking for this billboard. And granted, the house isn't gonna give me 8 different income streams. It's actually a total of 16 different income streams, but those aren't guaranteed either. People at least will always need housing. People won't necessarily always need advertising, and he leveled with me the amount of money he's getting back from it right now, and it's not an incredible amount. And there's a reason why he's selling it. And I think that it's not doing quite as awesome as he thought it would. And if he were to come down significantly, then I would probably see him through. But I'm not thinking that is not thinking that that's going to work. And he says he's got people flying down from Texas to take a look at it. It's like, I can't imagine that Texas. How would someone from Texas be able to advertise several states away? That just seems bonkers to me. I don't know. I think this guy's gonna be the last car. These roundabouts, I don't think they're all that much more efficient. They keep traffic going pretty much one way and not the other. And so I guess in that sense, traffic doesn't stop. But I think sometimes it's worse, because if you're not going in the flow of traffic, then you could potentially get stuck waiting for a long period of time. The same thing happens, like, we have a restaurant that's right off the highway, and if you're trying to leave that restaurant, it can be quite difficult because the traffic going one way does not stop. And it's like, I swear, I sit there for 10 minutes waiting for an opening. And it's like, okay, these roundabouts help traffic in a single direction, but not in all directions. The other directions back up more because they're sitting there waiting for the other directions to be clear. And it's like, which source of traffic backing upness do you want to prevent more? It was a four-way stop, which meant that all directions were stopping, but all directions were stopping an equal amount. And now you have two directions that aren't stopping and two directions that are stopping more often. And it just doesn't seem, to me at least, to be all that beneficial of a system. I remember when they installed them, they were all there's a lot of people very grumpy about it. Like, these things are silly. Why are we doing this? Man, I was in that camp. I don't know that I'm still, like, wholeheartedly in that camp. I'm not, like, 100% like, yeah, silly things, we don't need these. But I am at least, like, this does seem kind of, like, pointless. Like, why are we doing this to ourselves? And so we'll see. But it's just been my observation. There's still one four-way stop left here in town. And I'm just waiting, because I feel like they just redid the sidewalk because they want to turn it into a roundabout. And I'm just waiting for that day. For some reason, the state loves roundabouts. They want to live in a future where every four-way stop has been replaced by a roundabout. And like I said, I don't blindly dislike them like I did once upon a time, but I certainly don't think that they're the massive efficiency monster that they once claimed to be. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. But that's it for me, and I thank you for stopping by.